right, we have more news coming in, and this has got to do with the ED heat on businessman Anil Ambani, with the Enforcement Directorate raiding Anil Ambani linked premises in Mumbai days after SBI's fraud tag. ED suspects total fraud of 17,000 crore, alleged money laundering by the Anil Ambani group. ED alleges loot public money, banks, investors. ED says illegal loan fraud of 3,000 crore. ED alleges bribery to Yes Bank promoter. Canara Bank cheated off 1,500 crore rupees. Our sources are indicating that there was secret foreign accounts which are now under probe. I'm going to go straight across to my colleague Munish Pandey, getting in more details. Munish, this is an ongoing case which is now being looked at, and this comes days after the SBI's fraud tag. Really break down the details for us here. Munish.
Well, Sneha, this is a major crackdown by the Enforcement Directorate against Anil Ambani, especially the business entities of Anil Ambani. And now what we have been given to understand is that over 40 locations are being searched by the Enforcement Directorate, which also includes 50 business entities and 25 key executives, including the key executives of Anil Ambani. Now, just for the benefit of our viewers, what exactly the ED is probing at this point of time? Sneha, this is very interesting. Between 2017 to 2019, there was a loan fraud of more than 3,000 crore. I'm talking about case number one. 3,000 crore of loan fraud which was committed by the business entities of Anil Ambani. And how the loan fraud was committed, now this becomes more interesting. Before the loan was granted to the Reliance companies, the bribe was it is suspected that the bribe was paid to the Yes Bank promoters, and the moment the bribe was paid, the loan was transferred and later on it was siphoned off. And how ED got to know? ED sources have told India Today that during the preliminary investigation, they got to know that there was no proper documentation. Those who applied for the loans, they were having the same addresses, and just because the bribe was given, the loan was not only sanctioned without any proper documentation, but also it was siphoned off. And Sneha, if we talk about these Reliance entities, the borrowing of loan from 3,000 crore, it increased to 8,000 crore in 2018-2019 within 1 year. Not only this, Sneha, the second case is more interesting, which the ED is probing at this point of time. ED sources have told India Today that they have also committed, Reliance Communication Limited has committed a loan fraud of 14,000 crore, which means that the total amount of fraud increases to more than 17,000 crore. And at this point of time, we have been given to understand is that ED is not probing one case, but multiple cases in which not only Anil Ambani, but the top executives of Anil Ambani are being, searched by the Enforcement Directorate. Later on, we have been given to understand is that they will be summoned by the ED to record their statement. There is a high possibility that even Anil Ambani will be called in for questioning by the Enforcement Directorate. And not only Anil Ambani, the top executives, the top man of Anil Ambani, Amitabh Runjhunwala, who is a very big name in the business industry. Even Amitabh Runjhunwala at this point of time is being searched by the Enforcement Directorate. He is also the chairman of Reliance Company. So it is a major crackdown by the Enforcement Directorate, and it is expected that this crackdown will continue in coming days, because ED is expected to inform the other agencies like Central Bureau of Investigation to lodge more FIRs against Anil Ambani and his companies.
That's right. Munish, also tell us, because this is an ongoing case, all this while, what has the defense really of Anil Ambani been? What has the company in question really said in their, putting out their side of the story really here?
Well, we are waiting for the official communication from, the companies of Anil Ambani. But in past also, we have seen that there was a court direction that, Anil Ambani should be investigated. There were allegations that someone is trying to protect Anil Ambani, and that is why there has been no action by the Central Bureau of Enforcement Directorate. But I spoke to the ED officials who told India Today that first they conducted preliminary investigation. They went through the FIR lodged by the Central Bureau of Investigation. They got in touch with the SEBI, the Reserve Bank of India, and after gathering all the documents, after going through all the documents, they also investigated Yes Bank promoters who allegedly took crores and crores of rupees in bribe for granting these loans to Anil Ambani. And after gathering all the evidence, 40 places are being searched, raided by the Enforcement Directorate, and the total amount is mind-boggling. Sneha, it is 17,000 crore. In one case, it is over 3,000 crore. In another case, it is more than 14,000 crore. And not only Enforcement Directorate will be conducting searches, but after they gather the documents, even this SEBI, the Reserve Bank of India, all of them will be informed about the findings of Enforcement Directorate in coming days. Sneha, there is a high likelihood that not only the Central Bureau of Investigation but the other agencies, when they will be given input by the Enforcement Directorate, they will also be making their crackdown against these entities of Anil Ambani, because it is not only about bank fraud, but the way this bank fraud was connected. The bank officials, the Yes Bank promoters were given bribe, and that is why many things were ignored. The documentation was not proper. If you go to take a loan from bank, they will ask for 10,000 documents, but here we are talking about loans of 17,000 crore, but no proper documents were given. All the promoters were having the same address, the borrowers having the same address, but they were given loan, and they were even allowed to transfer that money from one company to another company, and later on it was declared non-performing assets by the bank, which gave loose rope to Anil Ambani, and that is why his business entities were enjoying this amount of money. But at this point of time, ED says that this is going to be a major crackdown, and that is why many executives, top executives, over 18 executives working directly with Anil Ambani, they are being searched as we speak. 40 locations are being raided as we speak, and there is a high possibility that Anil Ambani will be called in for questioning very soon.
All right. Munish, I'm going to leave it there for the moment. Munish Pandey, senior editor there, tracking the Enforcement Directorate very closely. And that big story with the ED raiding 50 sites linked to Anil Ambani in the 3,000 crore Yes Bank loan fraud.